Hello, Karen Creighton here. Today I'm going to cover a subject that's dear to my heart, and it's the 4Ds of detoxing. And so you may wonder, what on earth are the 4Ds? And I'm going to take you through it. So I devised this um, strategy to help people not have problems when they're detoxing, because over the years I've helped thousands of people do detoxification, and there's many things that can go wrong. And being as so many people, which is wonderful, are taking their own health into their own hands, I just wanted to share a little bit of what I've learned over the years, because many people, when they go on a detox, think it's normal to have headaches and skin eruptions and gut issues, and actual fact, so many symptoms that can be caused because we're not covering all the bases when we go on a detox. And this is a really, really, I feel, important thing, because we don't need to suffer. We really don't need to suffer when we're detoxing. So just thought I'd take you through the 4Ds, my 4Ds of detoxing. And it's really, really, it's simple when you know how. And so this is what I'm going to take you. So I call it the 4D fort. So it's a comprehensive defense system against stubborn weight and toxins that may be preventing you from achieving your optimal health. So this, we're going to walk you through the four essential components of effective detoxing. And so what are they? So drain, defend, displace, and then detox. So all of these work together to create a protective fortress for your body. By following these principles in the correct sequence, it'll help your body to naturally release toxins, and as a result, stubborn weight that may have been resistant to traditional weight loss methods, then that can be released. And so I'm going to go take you through each one of these Ds. So the first one. So the first one is drain. So basically, we're wanting to keep the drains flowing. So just imagine over the last few months here up where I live in the Bay of Islands, we have had torrential downpours. Now, we've had flooding, and the reason we've had a lot of flooding is because the drains haven't been cleared. And so if you can think of it visually as our drainage systems, and we've got a lot more than just one drain. So if we look at our drainage system, if that's not functioning properly, then everything gets backed up. And so if you think of a clogged sink in the house, then you get this backlog. But this is far more important, because it's actually, you get one drainage part of your drainage system struggling, then the rest of them have to take over, and then everything can come to a standstill. Okay, so what are our drainage systems? You're probably very aware of these, but we'll go through. So bowels, they're a primary elimination pathway. And so you want bowel movements daily if possible. Constipation can cause toxins. This is especially when you're detoxing. Constipation can cause toxins to be reabsorbed into the bloodstream. Now, the 1 to 3 bowel motions is a bit of a issue when you come to having the carnivore diet, because I'm a great proponent of the carnivore diet, and most people on the carnivore diet don't need more than one, and some people, they might need to go once every 2 days. And the reason is there's not so much waste product being made. But basically, you don't want to feel bloated. You want to make sure that you're having easy bowel movements when you do have them. So also, we need to make sure that our liver's functioning well and that our bile flow is doing well. So bile helps digest fats and carries toxins out through the intestines. So you need things like bitter foods and hydration. That's why so many herbs for liver are incredibly bitter. And so basically it makes the bile flow really, really good. And this also, what I haven't got here is basically your liver needs to be flowing well, because our poor little livers have to do so much work in our modern day world with all the toxins that we have going through us. So, and our kidneys, it's really important that the kidneys are flowing and that it can remove waste through the urine. So proper hydration is essential for kidney function. Aim for at least 2 to 3 liters of filtered water daily. This can include herbal teas and things like that. And then we've got our lymphatic system, and that's your body's waste collection service. It lacks a pump. So basically, we need to move. And things like dry brushing, rebounding, and walking stimulates lymph flow. And so if you keep these drainage systems really moving, it's important. But we also mustn't forget our skin and our lungs. So skin, you know, if you do the dry brushing, that helps your skin open up as well. But things like saunas and stuff like that, and breath. So this is why breath work is becoming so popular, is doing deep breathing. Move that the blood and everything so that they can be filtered out through the breath, because that's an incredibly important detoxification pathway. There are so many things that you can do. So I'm not going to talk about them here, but I talk about them a lot in my course, Fast Track to Health. So next comes defend. So basically, we need to build strong defenses. And the strongest defense we can possibly have is making sure that our cells have enough nutrition. And as a natural nutritionist, we've always focused on getting them the nutrition good. But what a lot of people forget is how minerals are the most vital components of nutrition. If you don't have your minerals right, then your foundations of your health go down. And that includes the integrity of your cells. And so the three primary minerals that are your sort of defensive wall are salt, good quality, Himalayan, Celtic sea salt, making sure that you have enough salt. I know. You might be thinking, but salt's bad for us. Salt is not bad for us. We need a lot of salt, far more than you might think. And I get clients on Fast Track to Health to make a Himalayan salt sole and make sure they take it on a regular basis. Also, magnesium, involved in over 300 enzymic reactions. Magnesium support muscle relaxation, nerve system function. Anyone who's heard me knows I go on and on and on about magnesium. We need it for several different things. And so digestive enzymes, imperfect insulin, and various other things. So so basically that's magnesium, and then potassium. Now we do get quite a bit of potassium in food, so we don't have to worry too much about that, but they're the most important. But also things like zinc and selenium are vital for our thyroid health. They're vital for our adrenal health. And so consequently, we need to make sure that we have enough minerals. So by fortifying, you get your drainage systems working really well. You get your minerals really topped up. So this can take sort of 3 to 4 weeks. So this is what we're sort of working on. We're working on getting the lymphatic flow, getting your bowels working well, your kidneys working well, your skin clear, and also we work on the mineral levels and getting your food right so the inflammation's gone down. Then we can start working on the next one. So the next one is all about displace. Now this is where we start doing parasite cleansing, we start killing off yeast, we start getting rid of bacterial infections, we start really being able to have the right mechanisms in place to get rid of these. If you don't have the first two in place, if you start doing a parasite cleanse, for example, if you don't do that, then the parasites, as you kill them off, give off a lot of toxic residue in your system. And then you can get severe reactions, and then you're very likely to give up. And so this is where it's so important. So yeast overgrowth is the same. So if you start killing off things like candida, oh my gosh, I can tell you from my experience, many, many years ago, nearly 40 years ago, when I did a candida protocol, oh my gosh, it's absolutely diabolical if you don't have everything else in place. And so this is why, and the same with getting rid of unwanted bacteria, it's the same. They have, when you start killing them off, when you start getting rid of them, then basically they give off residue. And so, and then the important thing is that's where we have to really, really look at what we're doing first. So we're doing a step-by-step approach so that everything is in place. So when you're ready to release these little critters, then you're going to enjoy the process rather than struggle with the process. So that's really, really important as far as I'm concerned. So next, you might be thinking, what on earth is next? Right, next is detoxing heavy metals and chemicals. Now, the reason this is last, and it comes behind the killing of parasites, and it's only just behind, so we do it a very, very certain strategy depending on your individual, but also we've got a sort of like a template, but we can adjust that. But basically, if we don't eliminate the parasites and the bacteria and things, it can cause quite a lot of push me pull you. So because the reason is because if we look at why the body allows fungus and bacteria and parasites to be there, is very often the body is actually allowing them to stay there because it actually can protect you from those heavy metals and from those chemicals, because it's so the parasites will encase themselves around these toxins, because it just seems to be a thing that's happening. And so consequently, we can get toxins from our water, from air and dust, personal products, household items. If you look at the chemicals in cleaning products, for example, they are absolutely diabolical. And I would say, please, please, please do not have those plug-in fragrances. They are absolutely shocking. They can really have neurological effects, and you really don't want that. So basically, the reason why I'm getting you to do things with the first 3Ds is your body is now ready for proper detoxification without uncomfortable reactions. And also I get you to take things like binders. Charcoal is my favorite. So taking charcoal can really make a big difference to prevent you reabsorbing, and also can help speed up the whole process. But there's other things that we can get you to do if you think that you've got heavy metal or if you've got environmental toxic residues. Most of us have. But basically, if we can do this in the right order, and my Fast Track to Health sprays and the boost drops have heavy metals and chemical detoxification built into them. And so that's why I feel these are so important to know about. If we make sure that we have, especially the first two in place, and then the body can then start in its own time to eliminate heavy metals, toxicity, and everything else. And if we can get rid of the parasites and bacteria by having certain foods and having certain other things I'm going to get people to do, then it's going to be plain sailing. I hope this makes sense to you, because it makes so much sense to me. And I think it's really important that we understand our bodies a bit more. And so basically, here's get it right. Get the 4Ds right. Get the drainage, get the defense mechanisms, then displace, and then detox. So this works because it's basically allowing your body to heal itself with ease and grace. And when you implement this with fasting, then you are going to get amazing results without putting your body under more stress. I've done a video about fasting, and I'd love for you to have a look, because the 4Ds and fasting, I've got a fasting ladder that I get my clients to follow, that if you do this in conjunction with one another, your level of health and vitality has no borders. You basically can turn back the clock. And I think it's a really, really important component of our health well-being, because if we do these small but very, very effective techniques, then we literally can change our lives. I've seen it. I've done it myself. My life has completely changed by looking after the small things that make all the difference. So thank you for watching, and please, like I said at the beginning, please share, like, subscribe if you like my video. And I would love to hear what you think about my 4Ds. And thank you for watching again, and have a magical, magical day. With love.